Good morning. It's wonderful to see you all this morning. You are all so cool. You have brought the temperature of the sanctuary way down. Our heat is out, and we have a team that is diligently working to fix that. But we take this as an opportunity. Out of crisis comes opportunity. And so this is a chance for you to practice the warm welcome of this congregation, to snuggle up with that bear that you haven't yet brought forward, squeeze it tight, and get as reasonably close to your neighbor as you can in order to share the warmth. We're glad that you're here this morning. Many years ago now, two longtime members of this congregation came to speak with us here, Mike and Penny Hatchell. And they said, "We have so many teddy bears." Many years ago, we began giving Mike's mother, Louise Hatchell, one bear every year. And Louise has now passed, and we have all of these bears, and we need to figure out what to do with them. And from that conversation, Teddy Bear Sunday was born, a celebration every year where we bring stuffed animals that will be given to agencies like the City of Spartanburg Public Safety, the Project Rest, Hope Center for Children, in order to give children who have to leave their homes a bear to take with them so they have some warmth and sign of love and accompaniment as they go out into a very difficult world. And we celebrate that again today. To begin, I want to invite Sophia Catt, who is the great-granddaughter of Louise Hatchell, granddaughter of Mike and Louise Hatchell, and daughter of Lacey Lipe, to come and share with us the story of her great-grandmother and how Teddy Bear Sunday came to be. Sophia.
Little Louise always wanted a teddy bear, but unfortunately she and her 4 brothers and sisters had to grow up fast. They lost their mom and dad. Louise had to give up her dream of being an English teacher. In her adult life, she enjoyed cooking for her family as well as any Wofford students who needed a home away from home. I know this because Louise was my grandfather's mother, my mother's grandmother, and my great-grandmother. One Christmas many years ago, when my mother was a child, she received a teddy bear. Louise asked to hold it. Hugging it, she said, "I've never really had a teddy bear." My family said, "Really?" From that day on, my grandparents gave my great-grandmother Louise a teddy bear for birthdays, Christmases, or any occasion. Her home was filled with fluffy, fuzzy, dapper, large, and small teddy bears. They occupied every corner of the house. When my great-grandmother Louise died, my grandparents went to Scott and said, "Do you have any idea what we can do with all these teddy bears?" Like the animals under this tree, Louise had poured her love into her teddy bears that were sent to other children who, like Louise, were leaving their home for uncertain days to come. So we pour our love into these teddy bears and send them to comfort children. So let's hug these animals and pass them on.
Thank you, Sophia and Lacey and Mike, for leading us. In this spirit of generosity and joy, warmth in the cold, literally, join with all of your spirit in singing our hymn, Deck the Halls.
Good morning. My name is DJ Johnson, and I serve on the Board of Trustees of Unitarian Universalist Church of Spartanburg. Welcome to this place. Yes, as Scott said, we strive to be a beloved community of warmth, love, and support across all our differences. Think warm today. Yeah. This is a welcoming congregation where everyone, hello there, is welcome just as we each are. So if you're visiting today with us this morning, you should already know that it's not normally this chilly in here, but we're going to persevere. We would love to meet you, get to know you, have good conversations. So there should be a visitor card in the front of in the pocket in the chair in front of you. Please feel welcome. Fill that out and drop it in the offering plate as it goes by. Now I'm going to go over some announcements. It says few, but there are more than few. If you have your bulletin, you know there's lots of things in the back that I will not be going over, but I will be covering some things with a lot of dates and times, so my trusty assistant here would help me with this. First off, this morning when you came in, you should have found a piece of paper in your seat. And I've heard people say, what in the world is that for? Well, I'm going to tell you about this. We're asking you to, if you would like to church communications, you need to fill this out to opt in to text messages. There's a new regulation, okay, surprise, surprise, that we have to have your permission before we can text you about all the wonderful things that are happening here. So please fill out the form, either yes or no. If you are unsure, Ann and Scott would love your permission to text you their suggestion. So that's probably a yes. So that's what these are about. And you drop those in the plate also as it comes by. It's going to be a busy plate this morning. I'll put that right there. Okay, now down to some of the announcements. Where are we at? We're going to start with April. Our church retreat will be in April 2025 and 27 at the UU Mountain Retreat. See, it's visuals. There's a lot of dates and times coming up, so you may need your pencils. Church retreat, UU Mountain Retreat Center in Highlands, North Carolina. Registration will be opening soon, so mark your calendars. Also, if you're still searching for a Christmas gift, this could be one. Hey, guess what? I'm thinking of you. I'm sending you to the mountains. So think about that. Also, we need some help. If you would like to help plan some activities for that weekend, please see Ann Garner or Virginia McLean to help plan for the activities. Now 2025 is taken care of. Let's get back to what's happening now. There are a lot of things coming up. Winter holidays are very busy for the congregation. Starting with last Friday night, 10 of our youth and adult chaperones made their annual trek to the North Carolina Arboretum to enjoy the winter lights and freezing temperatures. Nothing says Christmas like winter lights and freezing temperatures. They all came back in one piece, I hear. Now, Scott has already told you about today, our Teddy Bear Sunday, our annual offering of teddy bears to children. I would like to say that, if you look around, there's more than just teddy bears. We have elephants and monkeys and space creatures and all kinds of dinosaurs. I think I saw a dinosaur out there. If you forgot your critter, I'll call them critters since there's more than teddy bears, throughout the congregation, throughout the church, there's teddy bear right there, you will find some animals, some little critters sitting in your pew or whatever. Feel free to pick those up and bring those forward at the appropriate time. That's what they're there for. It's not that someone decided it was cold and left the animal and just left. They're there for a reason. So that's that part. In addition, that's the thing. In addition to the stuffed animals, in the back of the sanctuary, there's a tree back there. You may have noticed it as you came in. This is the giving tree. And on there, you will find little strips of paper where you can choose one to buy a gift to help support a refugee family to make their holidays and their stay here more enjoyable. So that's in the back. Moving right along to some of these dates I was talking about. This Wednesday, December the 11th, at 6:30 in the fellowship hall. The monthly humanist meeting is going to be there, enjoying each other's company, and they're asking the question, should humanists celebrate Christmas? And the answer is, of course they should. There will be cake and cheese and chocolate, holiday beverages. And I heard that Marion was going to bring some adult beverages. Good old Marion. So if you would like to join them, feel free to bring a treat if you like. If not, bring yourself and enjoy the conversation, and you can discuss about humanists and Christmas. That's this Wednesday. Moving right along, Saturday, December 21st, we will celebrate the winter solstice here in the sanctuary at 6:30. Again. Okay. Continuing our journey through the calendar. You read down there? Okay. On Tuesday, December 24th at 6:30, we will celebrate our intergenerational candlelight service, Christmas Eve service, here in the sanctuary. And I'm hoping by then they will have the heat fixed. On Wednesday, December 25th, Merry Christmas. We've made it Christmas. Join your UUCS family at 11 a.m. for our Christmas Day brunch. It's becoming a tradition. There is a sign-up sheet on the whiteboard in the sanctuary foyer, so you can add your name to that. Maybe we can get Marion to bring some adult beverages to that. And finally, on Sunday, December the 29th at 11 a.m., we will welcome Elliot McCarthy, the new spiritual leader of our sister congregation, the Temple B'nai of Israel, as our guest speaker during the celebration of Hanukkah. See, you're warmer already. Laughter does that. Thank you all for making this a place of warmth, especially today, and welcome here every day. Thank you.
Good morning. My name is Kimberly Hall, and I, along with Mel Fritchie, are very happy to serve as your worship associates today on this joyful Teddy Bear Sunday. For the lighting of our chalice today, I invite you to join me in a shared reading. It's number 664 in your gray hymnal, Give Us the Spirit of the Child. So I will read the first part, and then hopefully, if you feel inclined, you can join me in the italicized reading. Give us the spirit of the child. Give us the spirit of the child. Give us the child who lives within. The child who trusts, the child who imagines, the child who sings. The child who receives without reservation, the child who gives without judgment. Give us a child's eyes, that we may receive the beauty and freshness of this day like a sunrise. Give us a child's ears, that we may hear the music of mythical times. Give us a child's heart, that we may be filled with wonder and delight. Give us a child's faith, that we may be cured of our cynicism. Give us the spirit of the child, who is not afraid to need, who is not afraid to love. Thank you.
Christmas time is here, happiness and cheer, fun for all the children call their favorite time of year. Snowflakes in the air, carols everywhere, olden times and ancient rhymes, and love and dreams to share. Sleigh bells in the air, beauty everywhere, Yuletide by the fireside, and joyful memories there. Christmas time is here,
If there are any children who would like to join me, or any children at heart, come on down. Ella Jane. Will you come? Have a seat. Hello, friends. How are you? Good? I have a question. What brings you comfort? What is comfort? You don't know? What is comfort? What makes you feel comfortable? What makes you feel comfortable, Ella Jane? Are you comfortable in this room right now? Yeah? Okay. Friends. Friends make us feel comfortable. Ooh, a soft blanket. Ooh. What else makes you feel comfortable? Hugs. I like that one. His babies make him feel comfortable. Yeah. Nothing. I'm sure something makes you feel comfortable. Well, you know what brings me comfort? This right here brings me comfort. Do you know who this is? This is Mr. Bunny. And I have had Mr. Bunny since I was a very little girl. Oh no, not all of them. Just Mr. Bunny here. Mr. Bunny was given to me when I was a little girl by my grandfather. We didn't live in the same area, and he sent him to me one year for Christmas. And Mr. Bunny has seen a lot of things with me. Mr. Bunny went to camp with me when I was a little girl and had the unfortunate receiving of my lunch one day at camp. We'll just put it that way. So the camp nurse had to give Mr. Bunny a bath. Why? Because I got sick. Mr. Bunny has also seen, hold on, Jude. Perfect. Mr. Bunny has also seen times when I have been sad, when maybe I didn't make a very good grade at school.
You didn't make a good grade?
Sometimes I didn't study very hard.
Why?
I just would rather have played. Sometimes Mr. Bunny has even seen when I was really, really sad because a friend was mean to me or my heart just hurt because of something. When I was in high school, my mom had to have a very important surgery. And you know who kept me company?
Mr. Bunny?
Mr. Bunny, that's right. And when I went off to college, guess who came with me? Mr. Bunny, that's right. And Mr. Bunny sat on my bed all through college. And then when I became an adult on my own, and I had my own place to live, I still had roommates because, you know,
You still have Mr. Bunny?
I still had Mr. Bunny.
You're lying.
That's right. And now that I am married and I have kids, I have teenage kids who are taller than me.
What's he say?
Guess who I still have? Mr. Bunny, that's right. So I am keeping Mr. Bunny, yes. Do you know why I'm keeping Mr. Bunny?
Because it's special to you.
It is special to me and it gives me comfort, right?
Yeah, and I have a special stuffy at home that gives me color, which her name is Pink Cat.
you have a special stuffy named Pink Cat.
Take that kitty cat, that's why.
Oh, well, that would make sense. Kind of like Mr. Bunny is Mr. and a bunny.
And every time I wash her, I get her dirty all over again.
Oh, no. Well, that happens. Does anybody else have a special stuffed animal
No.
or stuffy at home? Yeah? You forgot. Mr. Whisper. Okay. Who else? Mel.
I have Emily the sleeping elephant.
Emily the sleeping elephant.
I have
Love puppy. I love it. A blankie. Blankies are also very good too, aren't they? Well, I want to tell you something. Having a stuffed animal not only brings us comfort in our hearts, it physically changes in our brain.
What they said.
I know, right?
That even means.
That means that when you have a stuffed animal and you hold it and you hug it and it just is, you're just feeling good, the reason you're feeling so good when you hug your stuffed animal is because your brain is releasing a chemical called oxytocin.
What's oxytocin?
That is a chemical in your brain that makes you feel happy. It makes you feel loved. So everybody find a stuffed animal around you and get a big hug. Release some of those happy chemicals in your brain. Now, we have all these stuffed animals that we brought because we are so lucky to have so many, right? There are some kids who are not as fortunate as us. So today, we are going to bring our stuffed animals up here, and you can place them around the tree so that we can help other children to feel that love, right? And to feel that comfort. And so that when they hug, their brains will release that happy chemical, right? Yeah. Another way that we can feel comfort is when we share our joys and our concerns or our sorrows with others that we love. Oh, yes, Elmo does make us feel loved. So, like in our classroom, when we share our highs and lows, the best thing that happened in the week and something not so good that happened in the week, that helps us to feel comfort, knowing that we have a community with us and knowing that we have a community that loves us through the good stuff and the not so good stuff, right? And you know what? In this congregation, we do that through the rippling bowl. People can represent their highs and their lows through a rock or a stone when they place it in the water and the ripples out. It's like when we share with each other. When we share our joys, those joys expand and everybody feels joy. And when we share our lows, our not so good things that happen, the whole community can be with us in that sorrow, right? Yeah. So, congregation, we're getting ready to have our rippling bowl. And you can come up into, hold on, honey, into the organized chaos and place our teddy bears over here by the tree. Or your fish, and then you can come over here to the rippling bowl where we will share our highs and lows together. And children, if you would like to come with me, we are going to make a special craft for winter solstice. Okay?
What is it?
You'll find out when we get to the classroom.
What is it?
All right.
I want to know.
Thank you, everybody.
What is it?
You'll find out.
What is it? What should I say now? I'm going to place it like that.
My name is Mel Fritchie, and I am delighted to be serving as the wingman for one of our newest worship team members. So this is just a reminder that if you choose to serve in this church, you will have support. But I think she's doing a great job. What do you think? We are in a committed relationship in this church with each other and with everyone that we welcome in. And who are we open to in this congregation? Right. Like the typical UUs that we are, we have made promises to one another and chosen to write our own vows. Our covenant is the promise that we make to one another in this committed relationship. It is for us to become all that we can become. We are not perfect. We do not do it well every week, but every week we meet and we say this promise to one another to remind ourselves of this relationship. Please join me in reading the words of our covenant. With courage, we say, we are a people of faith and hope. Together we covenant to strive to become our better selves, to honor both the critical mind and the generous heart, to prove that diversity need not mean divisiveness, and to respond to systems of violence and oppression with the power of a love beyond belief. In this committed relationship, many of us are fed by the love that we share for one another. Some of us are fed by the physical love that we share with one another during our time of greeting, when you may offer, if the other person is willing, a hug or a handshake, or if you want to sit in your seat and radiate love to others that way, that is also fine during this time. As a reminder, our musician usually tries to signal that the time is over and it is time to return to the seats. Please do that within 5 minutes of hearing the music playing.
Our congregation is generous. We give of our time, talent, and treasure, all of which are necessary for supporting the work of this church and supporting our outreach to the surrounding community and world. Every month, we share the plate in support of an organization or cause that is part of our surrounding community and world. We give half of the offering plate and all of any designated funds to our selected cause for the month. This month, we are sharing the plate with the Unitarian Universalist Congregation of the Swannanoa Valley. The UUCSV is located in Black Mountain, North Carolina, an area that, as many of us know, suffered intense damage from Hurricane Helene and which is still in the middle of the difficult work of recovery. The UUCSV describes their congregation in this way: we are brave, curious, and compassionate thinkers and doers. We are diverse in faith, ethnicity, history, and spirituality, but aligned in our desire to make a difference for the good. We have a track record of being on the side of love, justice, and peace. The offering will now be gratefully received.
Join me in silence. There's a group of men in this congregation who came to me a year ago and asked me to do a meditation on spirits. And when they said spirits, they didn't mean spirits. They meant the things that you put in little glasses. However, they were asking this of a minister, so the meaning of whatever's going on here has become like this. And all this month, we are working with this theme that they asked of us, of being filled with Spirit. More to come through this month, but today we have a more sobering topic. We have this beautiful tradition now that we love in this congregation, Teddy Bear Sunday, where we bring these messengers of love who will travel out into the world. But the reason that we do this is for a very difficult purpose. Right? What has come to our awareness, some of us, because we lived way too much life when we were little kids, and we know more about the world than anybody ever should. And some of us, from what we have learned from those of us with that experience, by listening, we know is that there are kids in this city, in this community, who sometimes have to leave home. And the reason they have to leave home is because they are in danger. Because there is violence. Sometimes because of what is happening in that little cup. But certainly what's happening inside and between people. And so, when we celebrate this beautiful Sunday, we want to remember why, so that the depth of our intention is clear. Our purpose is true, and our actions are as effective as they can be. It's curious, though, to think about how that awareness of things so difficult can be met with actions so beautiful and so full of joy. We often talk about truth, especially spiritual truth, existing in paradox at the crossroads of things that should contradict each other but somehow hold together. And this Sunday is one of those crossroads where great pain and great beauty somehow meet. It occurs to me that this tradition that we enjoy every year now was born out of an act of listening. Many years ago, a woman who had grown up in difficult circumstances and had never received a stuffed animal in her entire childhood said late in life, when she was well into her later years, said to her family, "You know, I never had a teddy bear as a child." And her family listened. Out of that simple statement, they decided, well, let's give her a teddy bear. And so you can imagine that first gift, what the response must have been for them to repeat that gift over and over again, year after year. The joy that it must have elicited for someone to have heard and then to respond. And then years later, after all of those stuffed animals had gathered in the fullness of a life that had finally passed beyond our understanding, when Louise Hatchell had died, that family came to us and said, "We don't know what to do with all of these stuffed animals. There are a lot. What do we do?" And we didn't know what to do, but we listened. And we went in search of an answer. And we asked the police department of our city. And we asked Project Rest, that you can see straight through our unstained glass window, right across the street. And we asked the Hope Center for Children, which is straight through the skylight and straight until morning, right? Right past us. We said, would there be a use for these? And they said, oh yes. There is a need, because in the night, in the worst circumstances, sometimes we have to come and gather up children and try to find another place for them to live. And what we do is to place in their hands a teddy bear so they have something to hold on to, some sign of care beyond what this uniform and this patrol car can offer them. And we listened. We listened. And every year, when these bears travel out, we ask the agencies again, do you really want this? Is this really of use? Is it too much now? Do we need to find another way? Every year we listen, and so far what they've said is, this is what we need. If one day they tell us differently, then we will adapt. But so far, this is what they have asked. And you know, the curious thing about these bears, they are really good at listening. Have you ever had one listen to you? The world can be so dark. The future so uncertain. We may be filled with dread at the violence we perceive. What are we to do in that darkness? See how powerful the simplest act of listening can be. And the smallest act of doing our best to meet what the person has said to us in whatever small way we can. When you are in despair and dread fills you at the uncertainty of the future, listen and go with the power of this love.
chestnuts roasting up an open fire, Jack Frost nipping at your nose, Yuletide carols being sung by a choir, and folks dressed up like Eskimos. Everybody knows a turkey and some mistletoe help to make the season bright. Tiny tots with their eyes all aglow will find it hard to sleep tonight. They know that Santa's on his way. He's loaded lots of toys and goodies on his sleigh, and every mother's child is gonna spy to see if reindeer really know how to fly. And so I'm offering this simple phrase to kids from 1 to 92. Although it's been said many times, many ways, Merry Christmas, Merry Christmas, Merry Christmas to you.
To extinguish our chalice today, I invite you to join me in reading number 646 in our gray hymnal, The Larger Circle. So like the last one, I'll read the first line and invite you to join me in the second one. We clasp the hands of those that go before us and the hands of those who come after us. We enter the little circle of each other's arms and the larger circle of lovers whose hands are joined in a dance, and the larger circle of all creatures, passing in and out of life, who move also in a dance, to a music so subtle and vast that no ears hear it, except in fragments.
A member of our congregation said just a couple of years ago, we need to bless these bears as they go out. So what I would like to ask you to do for our benediction, as you are willing and able, to make a big circle around the walls of the sanctuary. And when you get up here, hold hands with the animals. Let's form a circle together. We need some more cold hands up here with the animals to join hands with them.
I brought gloves today.
Don't be partial to human hands this today. Let's have a blessing for the bears. Into the dark may they and we go out. All the love of this place filling the world with warmth. May it be so.
and the water.